Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to another behind the scenes video from one of my recent photo shoots. This one was a really fun one with a brand new pro volleyball team over in Atlanta, and this is their inaugural season, and I'm really honored and fortunate to have been brought into the project to help with their initial images to help promote the team. And what I thought I would do in this video is maybe take y'all along on the adventure of me leaving here and going to the photo shoot and kind of showing more of the steps between here and there, since this is a somewhat local shoot where I'm loading up and driving to it. So just trying to mix it up on this end, keep things fun for me to film and hopefully for y'all to view. So let's just get right into it. And here we are here. So if you haven't been a part of one of these commercial style shoots, you'll normally kind of get one of these PDFs that we go through during the week and on creative calls and kind of get everything straight. And then from there, I will kind of rough out a lighting diagram. And then this helps me kind of when I go through all my lights over here, I can make sure that I've got what I need and more to cover what I'm gonna hopefully do during this shoot. So I got my lights here, got my stands over here, boom arms, it's a bit of a mess in here, and softboxes, more stands, backdrops, and other odds and ends, smoke machine over there in case I need it. All right, well, the gear ain't gonna load itself. Unfortunately, and so I'm gonna have to do it, and I've been doing it for so long now that I've got a pretty good method, almost like a game of Tetris, in getting all this gear in the back of my Bronco. And start out usually with those boom arms, just because of the angles and that they are kind of that they have, and I can fit them in, and then I put the roller stands kind of on top of them and work the kind of like any other type of packing. I go from put the heaviest stuff on the bottom and then work my way up to the lighter and softer goods toward the top. And you'll see here at the end that I'm packing the FJ400 cases, just because I'm planning on using the X-Drop Pro backdrops, and if I need some extra height on those, I'll have them handy. All right, so that's what a fully loaded Bronco looks like for one of my photo shoots. This is a full one. You can see I've got my softboxes up here, stands down here, booms down here for all of you who send me messages wanting to know how I load up my booms. That's it right there. Stand bag, lights. All right, now that my car is all loaded up, I'm gonna do one last double check, going over my little lighting diagram here and this gear checklist that I made several years ago. If you remember, maybe if you saw the pre-shoot anxiety video that I put out a little while back, I created these to kind of help with any anxiety I might have about forgetting a piece of gear before these photo shoots. So this still helps me out to this day, and I'll just kind of run through and make sure mentally that I have loaded up everything I need, and if I need to go in the cases and double check, I can do that before I get on the road. Well, as I mentioned in the intro of the video, this shoot was over in Atlanta, which from where I'm located, it's about a 3-hour ride. Pretty uneventful highway drive until you get to Atlanta. For those of you who don't know, it's probably one of the worst I guess areas for traffic in the country. So I was hoping to time my trip over a little bit earlier than when I got out. So on the way there, I was a little bit worried about hitting some bad traffic, because if you hit Atlanta at the wrong time, it can be a mess. But overall, it was not too bad, and I was able to kind of make it as scheduled, maybe a little bit longer than I predicted. So after getting into my room, my next goal was to go down and scout the ballrooms. I don't even know if I mentioned it yet, but the location for this photo shoot was the hotel that I was going to be staying in. Obviously, with that knowledge, I planned to stay at that hotel because I knew we were going to be having the photo shoot there. So it makes it super convenient for me. No complaints there. But what I wanted to do is go down and scout the ballroom locations to where I could kind of get a sense of what I was going to be walking into the next day. My main concerns were the heights of the ceiling. Usually that's not a problem, and I was able to kind of peek through the doors and pretty much assure myself that we're gonna have plenty of ceiling height. The only other part was some staging material that we were having them kind of leave, like where they have like dances and stuff like that. So, and that was gonna be our flooring underneath our players. So I wanted to see that. But anyway, that was, I felt a lot better after going down there and checking out or seeing what I could see the night before. So let's take a look at, this will be the day of the photo shoot. You can kind of see that they've got it all decked out with balloons here. This is one of the ballrooms. This is where we were going to be doing the photo into things. You can kind of get an idea of what the players were going to see when they would come in. So we've got and I'm going to jump to the lighting here in a minute, but you can see right here I've got mood boards, or visual samples for the players to see. I mentioned these in plenty of videos in the past, so they have an idea of what we're going to get into in the photo shoot, and you can kind of see the lighting setup there. All right, so I know you just saw that cool looking V, so I figured we would jump into the lighting setup that we put together for this photo shoot. And let me go back a little bit. We'll go straight ahead, so then we can talk about that V. So that was part of the creative concepts that we came up with prior to the shoot, and that was stacking for the 1x4 Pro Light mods in a position to create that V formation, which stands for the vibe, the name of the team, plus these are volleyball players, so the V kind of maybe has a double meaning for this setup here. And let's just get this first light out of the way. This is a 7-foot umbrella that is located kind of behind me, maybe a little bit to the right. This is my position right here on this box. And when I go forward, you can kind of see, so I've got 4 more lights here. I get asked a lot about hiding light stands, and we actually brought in another cloth here to hide this one, but hiding light stands with the Pro Light mods. And what I use is just another black backdrop, and I'll drape it over the stands, and it magically disappears. So I've got 4 lights there. You can see also, let me just show down here, is what I was mentioning, using these ballrooms, and one of the concerns going into it is having the players stand on the carpet of the floor, or having a backdrop, like paper backdrop over carpet. And that becomes an issue because then they start sinking in, the paper starts to fold up. So you need, you really kind of need a hard surface underneath, seamless, or any kind of cloth backdrop. You don't want that kind of grabbing. And so that's kind of what we came up with. We consulted with the hotel. They had the dance floor type material, so we had them kind of put, and it comes in sections. So I believe this was like 6 sections put together. And that's what we use. So then on top of that, the dance floor material, we put black seamless. So we taped down, you can see some of the tape here on the corners, but we taped down some black seamless onto that staging there. And that gave us something hard for the players to stand on. And we also got like a little reflection for some of the full body shots that I will show, kind of during this video. All right, so with that out of the way, we've got, with the ceiling height I was just talking about, I was able to run this boom overhead with a 43-inch Westcott umbrella. Here in the front, I've got my other boom, and this is the Manny Ortiz beauty dish, and so I'm using that as my front kind of key light. And then you can see that boom there. And then on the edges for like rims, their team color is red. And we wanted to throw some hints of red into this image, nothing overpowering. And so I've got the, I believe these are the FJ200s with some red gel over the top of the reflectors that come with those lights. So that you'll see in some of the images that I'll show gives just a little bit of a hint of their team color on the players, just a little visual cue we want to put in there, along with the V back behind them. And so here you can kind of see the setup from back the other way. This is where the players will be coming in. Next door, they were doing the video portion of the media day, which is really neat. They were also using ProLight mods on the video end of things. So there's a seamless visual, I guess, connection between the video portion of their media content as well as the still portion. And that was really fun to watch those guys pull that off next door. And you can kind of see here, this is where I'm positioned on this box. And then this is my tether station here, where you can see some of the results coming over. And I'll show some behind the scenes of how all this came together during the photo shoot. And you can see how we're working with the players. We did run out of the canned smoke, the atmosphere aerosol. And so luckily I did bring, or I planned to, just in case. So fortunately I had it with me. I had the other smoke machine, and we ended up using that probably for the second half of the shoot. Another part of the shoot was a secondary look that we did. The lighting setup was very similar. We just took out 2 of the ProLight mods in the back for the most part, and then moved some in a little bit closer. And then we rigged up the volleyball net in like a V formation to where you kind of had leading lines leading to the players, and they dressed in more of a casual wear. So they were out of uniform for these, and just a alternative image for the players to have and for the team to have for promoting the team as well as the players on the team. So I think anyone that follows sports and knows that how these things work, it's great to have content of the players both in uniform, out of uniform, so the fans can maybe get more of a connection with the players when they're not on the court. So that's pretty much how this came together and how we ended up getting the images that we captured. I do feel like sometimes that these behind the scenes videos simplify things, but since this was a multi-day creative kind of call lead up to where we ended up, how we were going to design the setup here, how these images kind of came together, and then it was we actually went a little bit long on our shoot day trying to get all the different looks in, and we ended up taking pictures of some of the crew that works with the team, ownership, coaches, and all that kind of thing. So I hope y'all enjoy watching these. Like I said too, I'm trying to kind of mix up how I film these behind the scenes types of videos so they don't all kind of come out like a cookie cutter, and hopefully that makes things a little more enjoyable to watch on that end outside of just the technical aspects of the photo shoot. So if you feel like this video is worthy, please give it that thumbs up. If you know any other photographers that could benefit from watching a video like this, y'all please share the video out there. And to make sure you don't miss any other content just like this, hit that subscribe button down there and the little bell that'll let you know when I'm back here on YouTube. In the meantime, y'all can also find me on social media at quantzphoto on Instagram and ProLight Mods on Instagram. It was fun to use those during this shoot here, by the way. Y'all stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see y'all again soon in the next one.